Five things you should know. 103.9, The Fox, brought to you by Shea Automotive. Check out the Shea Service Department May specials. $10 off cabin or engine air filters. Receive 15% off any major automotive repair over $500. Need wiper blades? Free install with purchase. Shea Automotive Group. See dealer for details. It is election day today, and in Flint, 3 candidates are vying for the chance to serve the remainder of the 9th Ward Councilman Eva Worthing's spot. School funding and other ballot issues also being voted on today in many communities, and the polls will be open in just a couple of minutes and be open until 8 tonight. Deadly crash on Flint South Side Saturday afternoon, leaving 1 woman dead and 2 others critically injured. According to the police account, 44-year-old Jaquiah Buford was killed when her vehicle was broadsided at Atherton Road at Grand Traverse Street by another vehicle whose drivers thought to have been speeding and intoxicated at the time. Vice President Kamala Harris visited Detroit yesterday. She announced that the Biden administration is giving $100 million to small and medium-sized auto manufacturers in efforts to convert to electric vehicles. There is a recall of 2 Planters products over concern about the possible presence of listeria. The FDA says that the targeted products are Planters Honey Roasted Peanuts and Planters Deluxe Lightly Salty Mixed Nuts. Tigers lost to the Cleveland Guardians last night 2-1, and the Great Lakes Loons are going to be playing early today. They're taking on the Lansing Lugnuts this morning at Dow Diamond in Midland. That is an 11 a.m. first pitch. And to cap this one off, Apple expected to host an online event today, and given that the event's invitation shows a drawing of a hand holding an Apple Pencil, technology sector observers are saying that new iPads are likely in the offing. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox.
103.9 The Fox. Workforce weather.
Generally cloudy day later on after the sun that we are greeted this morning. We're going to have some showers later that mix with possible thunderstorms late this afternoon, and temperatures topping out around 72 with light easterly winds that'll pick up later and come from the southeast, 10 to 15, gusting at times to 21 miles an hour. More showers tonight that could stretch into the overnight time period with a thunderstorm possibly included, 55 overnight. Tomorrow brings the return of a lot more sunshine along with breezy conditions and temperatures near 76. Thursday, cloudy, probable showers, and only 59 Thursday. Right now it's 41 in Flint, and in Saginaw 42.
It's the Fox freezer full of meats. Be caller 9 now. 810-230 WRSR. That's 810-230-9777. You'll instantly qualify for the Fox freezer full of meats from Flint's Classic Rock. 103.9 The Fox. From the Hurley Medical Center studio, this is the Fox Whole Morning Show. WRSR Owasso.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority.
103.9 The Fox.
I am standing here looking at caller number 9 on the phone right now. I'm about to answer it off the air. We'll hear it next.
You're joining us just as we're getting ready to qualify somebody to win a freezer full of meats from our radio station, which is located in Flint, Michigan in the USA, home of the formerly crappy water. It's 103.9 The Fox with Johnny Burke and Steph Barber. They are in the studio to my south. I'm in a different place. I'm in my home studio doing news, traffic, and right now chatting with you guys here on TikTok. Good morning. It's TikTok Tuesday, 7th of May. My name is Hal. The people who join us routinely are called the Hal Raisers, and we're here to just chat about whatever with people like Tom and Andrew and Scuba Pro and Dick and Jake Rod and Light. All you guys that are here, thank you very much for joining us, and I understand that TikTok's pushing you here against your will. That's just the kind of thing that happens now since TikTok's decided, well, instead of just giving you your For You page niche of interests, let's push you on over to some live stream people and let you see what else is out there in the world. And one of the things that's out there in the world is live morning radio, and you have a chance to look behind the scenes at some of the shows. We're one of them. I've got some friends who are in other parts of this business who do the same kind of thing. Maybe not to the extent that we do, where we kind of spend a lot of time going in depth for about an hour about whatever. And so we appreciate the fact that you're here and hope that you will not only bring other people with us, get your friends, let them know we're here, but also return often. We are on live stream all over the live stream dial. We're on Facebook on Mondays, here on TikTok on Tuesdays. Tomorrow we're going to go to X Twitter, and then Wednesday, well, tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday we end up on Instagram. which is at my Instagram page. That's HalMoss_news, and Moss is spelled MAAS. You follow me and you get a chance to be notified on when we go live. And then Friday it's on Twitch and on Facebook. It's a simul stream on Fridays. So good morning to all of you who are here. Paul and Lisa and Banana Cutie. That's interesting. One Rabbit Catcher, Bleep Bloop, and a bunch of others that are joining us here as I see the names scroll on by. And hopefully some of you are going to stick around for a while, because we're going to be here until around 8-ish. Eastern time. We're in the Eastern time zone, by the way, and it's a beautiful sunny start to this day, although cold, 41 degrees on the way to. It's going to be gorgeous today. It's going to be about, I should say at least early part of the day is going to be gorgeous. The later part of the day is going to be maybe rainy, and then tomorrow is going to be just wall-to-wall gorgeous. But we've got a lot of things that we want to go over with you on National Teachers Day. If there are any teachers who are tuning us in today on our live stream, the highest degree of respect to all of you who are doing what you do. Teaching has always been a very noble profession, a very difficult, challenging profession, never more so than it is now. That may have started with COVID and has kind of become even more multiplied in terms of problems that you have to deal with.
All right, freezer full of meat could be coming your way. What's your name? Bobby. Bobby, where are you calling from?
Flint.
All right, Bobby from Flint, our latest qualifier. We'll do it again with Steve Driver midday and Jeremy Fennick on the way home. Bobby, you are registered now to win over $1,400 worth of meats from Donald's Fish and Seafood and Johnson's Farms and J.D. Sausage and Jerky Company and Broward Farms, all in a new freezer from Appliances for Less on Corona Road 2. Good luck, and congratulations for making it through on 103.9 The Fox.
Thank you, Fox.
There we go. Possibly could be winning $1,400 worth of meat, a freezer full of meat. That's what we're giving away now. We just gave away another big prize this past weekend. This station is generous, if nothing else. Let's see. Navajo Nation is here and up early to do that. Good morning. And to Tina, who's in New Jersey and who is always up early this time of the morning. Also, Road Reaper's here. We've been seeing you folks making your loyal presence known, and we appreciate the heck out of it. Thank you very much for being here with us. Mike Morris is here. Bruce Axe is here. Folks starting to join us on this 41-degree morning. And as I said, National Teachers Day. So if you have a teacher either that you deal with because your kids are there, or you are yourself in school dealing with teachers, or you're a teacher yourself, we have a number of those who join us on a fairly regular basis. Again, highest degree of respect to all of you. We noticed that Chris is here from New Mexico. Of course he is. Good morning, Chris. Let's show you, as long as all of you are here, let us give you an opportunity to smile, because we do this every day. We try to give you a smile source from the 365 Dogs calendar, because nobody makes you smile more than a dog does. I'm telling you what. I've never, a lot of times when I'm traveling around, and I run across somebody who's walking a dog when I'm not walking mine, because if I was and they were there, there'd be a war. It's just that way, and I'll tell you more about Jacko as we go on through. But those dogs that I see other people walking never fail to make me smile. I'm just always smiling at them. And so we get one for you today. It's a different breed. It's called a Doge de Bordeaux. It's a French breed. And this guy's name is Eli, who lives in Latham, New York. This is Eli. Please meet Eli today. There you are, right? There you go. That's Eli. That's a cutie, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh. Yeah, we were talking about that Apple thing at the tail end of the newscast that I think you just missed. But they're talking in terms of likely some iPad introduction today at Apple. Again, something else I'm not going to get. I'm still dealing with, and I'm talking to you on, an Apple iPhone 10 model. And I know they're up to like 15 now. But I've still got my 10, and it still seems to be okay. So we'll just continue to roll on with that for a while until it proves to me I absolutely can't. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Mike Prost. Good morning, Coyote6183, Justin Herndon, Wilbur Hendricks, all those folks who have now slid on in here to our establishment, which is the Hal Hole. That's what we call our home studio. Let's go to the Foxhole Morning Show with Johnny and Steph right now.
Today, and of course now you have to listen for Steve Driver midday and Jeremy Finnick on your way home from work for more opportunities to sign up to win the freezer full of meats. We got the meats.
Have you priced meat in the grocery store lately?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people aren't buying it.
No, I know.
They're doing alternative kinds of
We're eating a lot of eggs
a lot of pasta.
and hot dogs. Yeah.
You can do pasta and pasta sauce, all of that. Anyway, we are expecting a call here from Freya Allen in just a moment. She is going to be one of the stars of the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which opens in theaters nationwide, I believe, this week. Yeah, May 10th, which is this Friday. This Planet of the Apes franchise, of course, has become a big deal. Like the Star Wars franchise, like all of the franchises, it is right now the newest franchise out there, and they're coming out with this new one called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I guess she's on the phone, but is she ready yet? Okay, let's put her on hold and let's get her on the air here. Hold on a minute. They're having a conversation off the air here, so let's get to
This is what happens when you have professional entertainers that you have to get clearance through their levels
Hi
of
there, Freya.
gatekeepers to talk to.
Are you there? She can't hear me? There we go. Freya, you there? Oh, there we go. Freya, hi, it's Johnny Burke. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Tell me a little bit. We were talking about this a little bit ago here, that you had to go to ape school. What is
Morning,
ape school?
Dale.
To get into this movie, Planet of the Apes. What is ape school?
Well, I mean, I just dipped my toe in there because I was actually playing, I'm playing the human, so I wasn't too much, I wasn't involved that much with ape school, but they were in there for about 6 weeks, and they learned basically how to do the physicality of their individual apes, and also made it personalized to their characters, and worked with an amazing movement coach called Elaine Gauthier, and they completely embodied these apes and figured out their voices, and it was a very extensive process, but I think they loved it.
A couple of guys I worked with in radio over the years could probably teach that school.
Ape school.
Kind of ape-like. Anyway, tell me a little bit. What are we expecting on this new movie? Where does this film pick up? Is it right where War of the Planet of the Apes ended?
No, so it picks up a few generations after, so it's sort of around 300 years after. And so a lot has changed. It is, the roles have completely reversed. So now humans are reduced to the shadows, and they can't, they're mainly not intelligent, and apes are kind of coming up in their intelligence. And so it's a complete roles reverse.
So what is the role that you're going to be playing in this?
So I'm playing Nova/May. She begins the movie pretending to be a feral human, an unintelligent human, and in order to kind of protect herself. And we later discover why she's been put in that position. But then we come to realize that she is actually intelligent and can speak.
Oh, wow. So you fake it for a while. I've had a few people in my life like that. You fake it for a while, and then you ultimately become like the hero, the heroine of the movie, right? You can't say, can you? Hello, you there?
One thing I will say. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
One thing I will say is she's a real mystery, and you never quite know what's going on with her. But she's got a lot of. She's very cunning. She knows what she's doing. Well, she's kind of figuring out as she goes, but she's very smart.
You've got a lot of great co-stars in this. Have you made some really good friends in the process of making this movie? And how long did it take you guys to make
Boy here, we call him Jason. He's with us routinely from different places pretty much every day. He's our globetrotter from FedEx. Where are you today? You were in Orlando, Florida, feeling kind of poorly yesterday. What about now? We feeling better, Jason?
To have sort of gone through this journey with him.
She's talking, of course, about Owen Teague, who is in It. And you, of course, star of The Witcher. And a lot of people know you from that. Freya Allen is with us here this morning talking about the new
Hot
movie.
and windy in Arizona. Now, hot in Arizona is a little different than hot here. What did you call hot in Arizona? How hot did it get?
Nationwide this weekend. This is a big screen kind of a movie, isn't it?
Oh, you have to see this on the biggest screen possible, and I'm not just saying that.
Okay, you're in Knoxville, Tennessee today.
The first time I watched the movie was on a slightly smaller screen, and then the next night I watched 30 minutes on IMAX, and it was just a completely different experience. You know, it's the sound, the visuals. You feel like you're in the movie when the screen is that big. I couldn't recommend it enough.
New Mexico hit the 80s.
So what is it about the Planet of the Apes franchise that
Yesterday
kind of resonates with audiences that keeps it alive?
I think they've always had very kind of relevant themes that are sort of very naturally woven in there. And I think in our movie, there's definitely this thread throughout between Noah and May, my character, of this idea of looking beyond everything you've been taught and that you've assumed about one another's species, and actually when you end up coming face to face with that other species, you're kind of you realize that potentially those ideas were limited, and they challenge one another's perspective, and I think that's definitely something that we can all resonate with in humanity.
Freya, where do you shoot a movie like this?
We shot in Sydney, Australia. We were taken out to some amazing locations, about 2 hours out usually. But yeah, that's where we were filming in Australia, which was incredible. It was so beautiful, the places we were shooting.
You got some really heavy hitter names in here. I know William H. Macy is in there from Fargo. What can you tell us about his character?
Not a whole lot, but it was amazing to work with him. It was very exciting for me. I know he's a bit of a legend, so I was very excited to get to work with him.
Yeah, he's something special, man. He's one of our favorite actors, that's for sure. He was in Shameless, of course. He was also in Fargo. But Peter Macon from Shameless is also in this. Another guy who's kind of an up-and-comer, is doing really, really well these days. Looking forward to... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But no, he's amazing. I mean, Racker is one of my favorite characters. He's brilliant in this.
Well, beautiful. And thank you for spending time with us. Of course, this is the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes we're talking about with Freya Allen, one of the big stars in the movie. And they say, see it on the big screen. IMAX, Dolby Cinema, 4DX, ScreenX, that's the best place to see it. Several generations in the future following Caesar's reign. Caesar being the one that kind of turned over and started the whole
I remember
revolution.
Caesar very well.
Yeah.
He scared the living crap out of me.
Yeah, that look
during
on
that first movie.
That face of his
Yes.
would scare you, wouldn't
Yes.
it? Are these scary apes this time around, by the way, Freya?
I think there's moments, like you see in the trailer where the apes with the mask.
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant visual that they've created. I love that, and obviously it's a little bit scary, but my little brother went to see it, and he's 10, so I feel like it can kind of stretch over quite a wide age group, which is amazing.
Good. I want to take my young grandkids too and see if they don't freak out a little bit. That's always fun for Grandpa. Cleaning up the vomit is the best part.
I think 10 was the age where I saw the first Planet of the Apes.
It might be,
We
yeah.
were actually on vacation, and we got dropped off at a movie theater. I was 10. My brother was 8. And I have to say, Freya, I'm still scarred emotionally from that first movie.
I see that a lot. That first movie, are you talking about the 1968 one?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah, very scary.
They're creepy.
Yeah, no kidding. It was and the end scene everybody remembers.
And you can almost see, as the plot develops, how this might actually happen in real life.
Right.
You know how we're so closely attached to each other
Right.
on some level? Yeah.
Thank you very much,
I mean,
Freya. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I think that's also what makes people, connect to it is that the scary thing is that something like that could actually happen. We're on our way to many different things, so wouldn't be surprised if apes take over the world.
Apes or AI?
No, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Freya. Stay away from those damn dirty apes.
Thank you so much.
And you have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Freya Allen, everybody. Nice having a young star like that on,
There, yeah.
because we didn't have to send pictures.
What time did we get her up?
By the way, we just recorded that on video back where she is, and that's going to come up on Facebook later. We're going to get that
Oh,
up there.
perfect. But is she on the West Coast?
I believe so.
Oh, man, Freya, we are so sorry.
Yeah, I believe she. Well, there's press tour. They got to look. It's
guess.
either that or show up at every radio station
Right.
across the country. They love doing it this way. Trust me. But yeah, it's kind of cool to talk to her.
Flint? I don't want to go to Flint.
Exactly.
Can we do this on the phone?
Yeah, if it were flying to Flint every time, that we would have to deal with. We would not get any of these
Right.
interviews. So, but thank you to Freya Allen for joining us this morning. We will get a video of that, I'm told. So when we get it, I will put that up on Facebook for you today.
Sweet.
7:19.
Live and local radio for
Okay, well, now that that's over with, Freya Allen getting ready for this new Planet of the Apes thing. Maybe you're going to go see that. You'll see her there. 7:19 a.m. and we're going to get to the traffic, which is the other thing that we're doing when we have to pause in the action here during our chat. I'm usually doing a newscast or a traffic report, and sometimes the traffic reports can get a little bit crazy around here. Not only do we get cars crashing together, and sometimes we have other problems going on as well. Road construction is a big deal in our state. Usually if it's not wintertime, it's road construction season. That's what happens 9 months out of the year here. It's a little more difficult to drive because there's all kinds of detours and barricades and so forth to make driving a little more of an adventure. And that's where we're in that situation right now. And in fact, so far, that's the only thing going on is the construction, because we don't have any crashes or unusual delays right now. Unusual items in the road, which is another thing that tends to punctuate our traffic updates around here. We have a lot of crazy stuff showed up. Ladders are a real big thing this time of year. The contractors that are heading to jobs, many times in pickup trucks or vans, don't properly secure their ladders. They fly off the truck while they're on the freeway somewhere, and they end up in the middle of the road. People have to dodge them. That's been a big deal for the last many years around here, particularly. Seems to be a newer phenomenon too. We used to have this years ago in traffic reports that we used to do, but it's become a thing here in Flint. Crazy. So, how are you guys doing? If you don't mind, I would like to, for those of you who are new to us, I mean, I know where the people, the Tinas and the Chris's and the Deas of the world and all the people who are here for the first time, where are you looking in from? I'd like to know. Get an idea of who we are speaking to and where they reside, what time zone, for example. Ever since we started doing these live streams 9 years ago, we were being broadcast as we are now, but maybe not as regularly as we used to be internationally, so it was difficult for us to remember what time zone people were in when they would look in at us. And some folks, like Freya, the actress, was on the West Coast, so she was in real early. We have people from Australia who are just wrapping up their day, and we are just getting it started here in Flint, Michigan, in the USA. It's only 7:21 in the morning in the bright sunshine, but it's kind of cool out, you know? Real cool. You're in Panama Red is Jeff, and he's in Reno, Nevada. Well, that's cool. Good morning to Jeff. Our copper boy that you saw earlier, that's Jason, our world traveler. He bases in Vegas, although today I guess he's in Knoxville, Tennessee, riding around for FedEx. So you guys are basically neighbors. Kittery, Maine. There's Kittery Dog Trainers. We've seen you before, and I appreciate the heck out of the fact that you show up, and with sometimes dog training hints. I'm still trying to deal with my own guy here, Jacko. He really needs training badly. I don't know his history. He came to us a year ago as a shelter dog, Saginaw, Michigan, and apparently is in that mindset where he has to fight everyone in order to be able to protect who is his owners, right? And that's kind of what he's doing here. How's the pollen? I don't know. I don't have to deal with allergies, so pollen has never really been an issue with me. But I know that there are lots of people around here who do deal with it on a regular basis, and I feel for them because this is that time of year, predictably, where they have to deal with it. Right now, other than the fact that the sun is up, we're doing pretty well. We have no reports of any crashes or unusual delays around the region as we're getting our Tuesday morning commute underway. But if that is interrupted by a crash or an unusual delay, maybe even a crazy item in the road, we've had those a lot of times. Give us a call. 810-230-WRSR is the number. That's 810-230-9777. And that Vehicle City traffic information can be found 24/7 at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic, a service of Big Landscape Supplies. As we spring into the new season, it's time to get that driveway in shape with tons of driveway material, plus the finest topsoil, compost, and humus. Big Landscape Supplies has 2 locations to serve you. Find out more at BigLandscapeSupplies.com. Like them on Facebook, and now let's get thick and busy with Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's Pride and Joy now on the Fox.
Cement Guy is in Phoenix with us this morning, and formerly of Benton Harbor, Michigan, down in the southwest corner, right down in there. That's one thing about being in this state is I can always tell you where people are from or where they are at present. We're up in here, and then he's down in this area of Benton Harbor, or was when he still lived here. Now he's a Phoenix, Arizona resident. I assume you love it. Service dog training. Freeman turns in Friday for 6 months of advanced training. Now, you are in Kittery training dogs to become service animals, are you not? Is that what it is? Did I hear that Def Leppard is touring with Journey? I haven't, but I'm betting that Steph has. She's kind of got her finger on the pulse of all the touring bands. Sheila's here, bringing the sunshine from Bay City, Michigan. Good morning, Sheila. Talking about traffic, we do have a traffic issue in Brooklyn, New York that happened yesterday. That was a little bit of a dicey situation. The doors of a cargo truck came open during transit, and thus it spilled caged chickens into the roadway on Old Fulton Street near Front Street in Brooklyn. Caged chickens who continue to fall from the truck for about 2 blocks. Some of the cages broke open. This is different from what I told you about yesterday, where there was a situation in Wisconsin where a beer truck spilled a whole bunch of beer all over the road. I believe it was light beer. In this case, it was caged chickens in Brooklyn, New York. Canine.org, guys. Canine.org for Canine Companions for Independence. If you have a dog, you're thinking about possibly figuring out how to train that dog, get training hints, maybe Canine.org can help you out with that. They deal with dogs of all kinds, all temperaments, and eventually get to the point where these dogs are well behaved. I'd love to see this happen with Jacko, which is my guy. He's a Jack Russell, basically a Jack Russell mix. Some people have told me, including my vet, saying maybe there's a little pit in this guy too, but it's primarily a Jack Russell with major attitude and a big mouth. He's a psycho dog with a big mouth. Had him for a year, don't know anything about his history because he was a shelter dog, was pulled off the streets of Saginaw, Michigan. I got him 5 weeks later, and nobody knows anything about his history, including how old he is or what kind of background he had to deal with. Was he fighting all the time? He certainly seems like he's got that little small dog, big attitude thing going for him. He always has. Anytime he walks around the neighborhood, he's growling at people or dogs. And when I see other dogs, and this neighborhood is full of dogs. Yesterday was a gorgeous day out, so that was what was happening. People were walking their dogs all over the place. And we have a Rottweiler next door who was barking at a couple of them that would walk by. And of course, Jacko wants to bark at this Rottweiler in the worst way. This is his best buddy. They bark together and argue all the time. Just kind of thing. But now, he's in this all the time surly attitude anytime we go out on the road, ever.
The 7th of May, yes, thank you.
Yes, the guacamole is finally ripe. Have a good day.
You too, bye-bye.
Lay off the Mexican beer, dude.
Yeah, man, well, I think he's in California, so...
A few cervezas?
Yeah, probably more than a few. It's 7:28 here live in the Foxhouse. Johnny and Steph on the Tuesday version tomorrow, of course.
Exclusively bred dogs, volunteer service dog, puppy raisers. I see.
The you're listening for today with Steve Driver between 10 and 3 that gets you prizes is Glory Days by
A
Bruce
particular breed more than others?
Like when you go to your reunions and everybody's talking about the old football players who are
The
now
good old days.
who are now working, the overnight shift at the gas station. But yeah, it's Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen. And when you hear it today, it means lunch or dinner at King Arthur's Pasties and Bakery, because we've got a gift certificate for you for the first caller. Once Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days plays sometime between 10 and 3 on the Fox Workforce. With Steve Driver here at 103.9, the Fox.
Before your commute, get the latest vehicle city traffic anytime, 24/7 at classicfox.com/traffic with up-to-the-minute traffic tools updated by Waze and Genesee
I
County.
see Stacy is here with us, Steinhebel, and Steve-O are with us. Don't know if they have pets, such as I have with this guy Jacko, who he's an absolute jerk. Love the guy to death, but he's an absolute jerk out on the road. When he's in the car, he's barking and growling at everything and sometimes nothing. He does not necessarily discriminate. He will bark at the drivers in the other cars. He will definitely bark at people that are walking. He will bark even louder and more enthusiastically at people that are jogging. But sometimes he just barks at nothing, just to keep his voice warmed up. There's nothing anywhere, and he's growling and barking at it. He's just crazy. Lab, Golden Cross, sometimes all lab, sometimes all golden, or a mix. I see. Are those, because I don't know. I mean, I assume most dogs are trainable to some degree, no matter what the breed, but I get the vibe that Goldens and Labs in particular are a little easier, more agreeable to being trained. Then you have these other breeds that I've heard from other trainers and seen stuff on social media from that, like a Shih Tzu, for example, or any kind of a doodle, whether it be a Labradoodle or a Golden Doodle or one of those, that those are incredibly difficult to train. They've got the attitudes that they're just stubborn and don't want to be told what to do, kind of thing. And I don't know how true that is, but that's what it seems to me is going on. That's the vibe that I get. Stacy has a Beagle. How about those? Beagles typically are good hunting dogs, are they not? Do you ever use it for that?
And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation.
Because I wonder. I guess this guy, Jacko, could be trained if given enough time and enough patience by somebody who knows how to do it. But he's really got to lose the attitude, first of all, that he's got. Free to Laugh Now is here. That's we call him our San Francisco treat. That's Chris. I think he was just on the air with us. I kind of was half listening to that, but I think he was on with us just now. All she hunts is food. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, that's enough. That's important enough. Hello, Black Sheep. How you doing? You live in a subdivision. You want to block off your drive to foot traffic because there's so much barking. No kidding. We had a lot of dogs coming by last night because it was a great night for walking a dog. It was very pleasant weather and sunny and stuff. And several dogs came by here at different times. And if Jacko is in the window and sees them, he's going to be all over that. He's going to be yapping. We can't keep him on the front porch. I hate the fact that you can't keep him on the front porch and let him just sit there and chill because he is going to bark at anything that passes by. I hate that. But that's what happens. What you recommend for people is to get their dog trained to become a therapy dog. Is there something different in that regard than there is to just the normal, conventional, what I assume is a conventional type of training? If you're training them for a specific purpose, like a therapy dog, that's different? There's something different that you emphasize in the training process? Because I tell you, once you get to know Jacko, he is a terrific dog for settling your mood down. It's just when he gets out in public and tries to be the big guy in the neighborhood or the region that he becomes unglued. He's nuts like that. Dale's trying random letters. You love New York. I see. Oh, you don't have a particular reason for loving New York. You just do. I see. Now, Free to Laugh Now, Chris carries his therapy around in a therapy animal in a KFC bucket. Oh, no, dude, man, come on, man, jeez. You're going to go there, right? Therapy dog's a great idea, says Tina, and she's right about that. Absolutely right. Have you ever heard of an emotional support alligator? Have you ever heard of an emotional support alligator? Somebody has one, and it's missing. It's missing. This is a guy in Pennsylvania, the original home of Taylor Swift. Public access.
Medical Center Studios.
Okay, more music on a station which has like Flint's classic rock for sure. This guy credits an alligator named Wally for helping relieve his depression for nearly a decade. Says that he's searching now for it because it went missing during a vacation to the coast of Georgia. Joy Henney has thousands of social media users following his pages that are devoted to Wally, this alligator, that he calls his emotional support gator. He has posted photos and videos online of people petting this 5.5-foot alligator like a dog or hugging it like a teddy bear. You can, I guess, do this with alligators if the conditions are right, which they usually aren't. Wally's popularity soared to new heights last year when he was denied entry to a Philadelphia Phillies game, a baseball game. Now, Henney says he's distraught because Wally vanished while accompanying him on an April vacation to Brunswick, Georgia, which is a port city that's 70 miles south of Savannah. If you're not in the United States, it's 112 kilometers south of Savannah. Says he suspected someone stole Wally from the fenced outdoor enclosure where he'd spent the night. So the alligator, is out there somewhere. That guy with the gator is why there are public access laws. He says this was an emotional support animal for him. I know there's all kinds of stretching of the definition of emotional support animals, but if it helped lift this guy out of depression, there's that. However, you have to, of course, if you have something like that, you have to be smart about how you expose it to the general population. If it's missing in Black Sheep's neighborhood, Black Sheep's going to need emotional support. Are you in Georgia somewhere? Black Sheep? Dale's got a Chihuahua, Maggie, 5 months old. Got her from your sister in December. Tends to bark all the time. Does this Chihuahua tend to bark? Chihuahuas are kind of high-strung animals anyway. And if you get them barking all the time, Mrs. Frida Laugh now is calling him her emotional support animal, he says. I see. Ha ha. The instigator's wife is his emotional support animal. Well, I'm glad for you. Good for you. Not everyone can say that. That's good. So right away we got 2 in a row there. Look at that. Yeah. Back to the air with Johnny Burke and Steph Barber.
Flint's Classic Rock, 103.9 The Fox. Rock and roll fantasy music for you there. By Bad Company at 7:37 here in the Foxhole. Steph's Fox Flashback just around the corner here. Chance for you to win and some great music coming up.
Question is, if businesses let in all dogs, who assumes the responsibility for any potential dog attacks? I'm going to tell you about something in just a second.
We'll get to that here just coming up in just moments.
On that subject of letting in a regular, just run-of-the-mill animal to a business.
Choice surprises. Stand by. Hey, have you got chronic joint pain? Yeah. Almost everybody I know nowadays has some sort of pain, not having success.
Okay.
Steroids isn't working for you.
Couple things.
Works like I've had it.
One of the old radio stations that I used to work at, Mel Mel's here. Good evening, Australia. That's Mel Mel. She's on the end of her Tuesday right now. They're ready to transition to Wednesday here pretty soon. Carrie said they never have a problem. Okay, that's Tina Jr., who works at a Lowe's, and apparently they let all animals in over there? Or is it just those therapy animals, emotional support animals, whatever, the ones that get the special dispensation to be able to go there? Because I know that Walmart does that as well. There are certain animals that are allowed in, but they try to, at the gate or at the door, be pretty smart about which animals are allowed in and which ones are just not the kind that going to get that special consideration. Finn's Law protects service dogs. How do you determine what a service dog is? Do they have to be wearing something that has a specific explanation or some type of a label, like a vest? And if the service dog has that, that's cool. And if the dog doesn't have that, then it's not allowed. Is there something like that that goes on? There is where I take my dog. Or they have only, they only have dogs usually. Okay, that's at Lowe's, where Tina Jr., otherwise known as Carrie, works. Where I take my dog to walk around, it's an outlet mall up in Birch Run, Michigan, just north of here. And I take him out there all the time. And they have an antique store, which is relatively new. It's only been